This is why I believe that ecom or dropshipping is the best business model to start out with, even for beginners, right? And just to start off with this video, I'm someone that's done probably almost 5, 6 different business models in over 2 years, 3 years of starting entrepreneurship. And the things that I've personally tried, I've tried copywriting, YouTube automation, social media marketing. I tried making an agency for Facebook ads. Like, I've tried all of this. Now, the reason why they didn't work out, it's not because they're bad business models, of course, but it wasn't something I stuck with. And the reason why is I feel like ecom is the best way to learn actually how business works, because you are essentially running a business just with a lower budget. Like, that's the reason why the whole dropshipping guru course thing became to be, was because people think it was quick, easy money, but it's not. It is a good way, though, to test an idea for a lot cheaper compared to, let's say, 10, 15, 20 years ago, where it would cost you $10, $20, $30,000 just to get something up, where you can test a concept or idea with under $200, right? And you can do multiple of them a month. And that's why I think ecom is the best, because once you do have something that pops off, like you get that product, or you finally make the winning ad that gets all the revenue for you, and you're actually seeing consistent numbers, you start running the business like a businessman, right? Like, you have to keep putting out fires, you have to learn how to delegate these tasks, how to get through it, and you're actually going through the steps of what a real business is, what happens day to day. It's just you're doing it at a level where that fits with your budget, right? For any beginning entrepreneur that's starting. And I think dropshipping is the easiest business model to be successful at, just because it teaches you so much, yes, but you have so many tries, especially if you come from nothing. Like, when I first started doing ecom, I was working 2 jobs. I was working at a car wash and busing, just so I can afford ad tests, but I would always try to learn and buy information, buy courses, and always try to better myself, right? And then it came to a point where my tests were profitable, and I just made an amazing network with people that I know for a fact that I would always keep growing every single year, and my finances will also grow every single year no matter what, just because I'm always learning every single day. And my end goal is to get into branding and get a fully functioning brand coming. I actually start hiring out and running it like a real business compared to pump and dumps, right? But look, all those other business models that I said, yes, they're amazing. Okay, they are good business models, but you are learning one skill at a time, which isn't bad. But I feel like ecom has everything that you need to learn to actually run a real business and understand, like, the actual way it's built and how businesses are built, because you are the one that's essentially doing everything, right? Like, for example, if you have a product and you have to negotiate with suppliers to get lower cost of goods, maybe lower shipping times, you're trying to get cheaper shipping, like, you have to negotiate, and you get these skills by doing ecom the longer you do it. Now, the reason why it doesn't work out for a lot of people is because they quit, like, with their first year. And the thing is, your first year, you should just expect just to learn the basics. And as soon as you get everything down, you actually have a real good idea of how the business works. Like, it's not a false fantasy that's in your head. You will start seeing a lot more progress, because you will understand the type of work that needs to get done to be successful in anything you do. Because at the end of the day, like Alex Ramosi said, you see, you can have so many great ideas, but there's not enough life to act on every single one of them. You can maybe make 4 businesses in your lifetime, just in how many years it would take for you to be successful in all those businesses, right? And yes, you can try multiple. Of course, a lot of businesses fail, but the reason why they fail is they give up, and they don't learn, they don't iterate, and they don't put in the actual work that needs to be. And I notice people, they get stuck with plateaus or roadblocks in front of them, and they don't know the answer. And when I find myself getting over these roadblocks, like, for example, work that I don't want to do, or it's just maybe I don't know the answer right, the biggest thing is, it's often the road that is the hardest to get through, that's the next level, right? It's often the most resistance. like whatever task that I feel most resistant in, that's when I want to start first, because I know that is I'm breaking down another wall. And when I break down that wall, it doesn't even feel like it's a wall anymore. I can just walk right through it every single time after we do the task again. I hope that makes sense for the visual. But that is when you will start seeing the most results. Focus work and doing the work that you don't want to fucking do. Like, honestly, like, I get to my computer every day and not all the time is focus work, okay? And not a lot of the times is I'm doing the best I can do. And we're human at the end of the day, right? But it's consistency, and of course you want to push yourself as much as you can. And, right, we will have off days, that simply is. But as long as you're sticking through it and always trying to better yourself every single day, and always comparing yourself, let's say the day before, I think that is where you will start seeing the most progress in, and you start actively learning. And another thing that a mistake that I made was, for example, switching between branded to regular dropshipping and going between those both, because I would think one is better than the other, but in reality it's not. It's different levels. Like when I wanted to do branding, I didn't have the correct knowledge, marketing skills to make a brand work. You see, nowadays I do, but for you to keep switching, you keep restarting from one, because branded dropshipping and regular dropshipping aren't that much different, except you're sticking with one product a little bit longer, and you're testing a lot more with just that one singular product, which I feel like if you are new, you should stick. You should test as much as you can to kind of get a base level or a foundation on how making ads, running ads actually work. And yeah, but just stick with it. And just don't fall for any woman in the red dress. And what that is like shiny object syndrome, seeing different business models, seeing people do drop shipping, let's say in some magical other way, and you switch over because you think it's a better opportunity. But at the end of the day, you're starting from zero, and the better opportunity that you have is the opportunity that you're working on right now. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this little talk. And I'm rooting for you boys. Let's make 2025 an amazing year. And